guarantee wisdom, resilience, or good judgment. The real risk in parenting is not raising a child who occasionally struggles with grades. The deeper danger is raising a child who cannot think independently, cannot make wise choices, and cannot stand strong when life becomes difficult. Every day, many parents share the same concern. They say, "My child is intelligent, but something feels missing." Their children may follow instructions, yet they don't truly understand the reasons behind them. They accomplish tasks, but they seem unsure about their purpose or direction. They talk confidently, but their thinking lacks depth. What many parents fail to realize is that wisdom is not something children automatically learn in school. Schools often teach information, facts, and academic skills. Wisdom, however, is shaped through daily life experiences, conversations, and habits within the home. Raising a wise child requires consistent everyday practices. These habits help children develop emotional strength, critical thinking, responsibility, and sound decision-making. The following 10 daily practices can help parents raise children who are not only intelligent, but also thoughtful, resilient, and grounded. Habit 1. Daily why conversations. One of the most powerful ways to raise thoughtful children is to encourage them to think about why things happen. Many parents rely on simple commands, "Do this," or "Don't do that." While instructions can guide behavior, they do not necessarily develop understanding. A child who only follows orders may grow up obedient, but unable to think independently. Instead, wise parenting encourages curiosity and reasoning. When a situation arises, ask your child questions, such as, "Why do you think this might be the right choice?" Or, "What do you think could happen if you continue doing that?" Research in child development shows that children develop stronger reasoning abilities when they explain their thinking. Asking questions encourages them to analyze situations, understand cause and effect, and take responsibility for their actions. For example, instead of immediately saying, "Stop doing that," a parent might ask, "What do you think will happen if you keep doing this?" This shifts the child's focus from simply obeying to understanding the consequences of their actions. Wisdom begins when children move beyond instructions and start thinking for themselves. Habit 2. Encourage small daily decisions. Many parents underestimate the importance of small decisions in a child's development. Wisdom does not suddenly appear during major life moments. It grows slowly through everyday choices. Allow children to make simple decisions within safe boundaries. Let them choose their clothes from a few options. Allow them to organize their room in their own way. Encourage them to solve small problems independently before stepping in. Neuroscience suggests that decision-making strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for judgment, planning, and self-control. When children regularly practice making decisions, they strengthen this area of the brain. If children rarely make choices during childhood, they may struggle when faced with real-life decisions later. By practicing decision-making early, they gain confidence and develop the ability to weigh options thoughtfully. Habit 3. Help children identify their emotions. Emotional understanding is a critical part of wisdom. A child who cannot recognize or manage emotions will often struggle with relationships, challenges, and stress. When children express strong emotions, many adults respond with phrases like, "Stop crying," or "You shouldn't feel that way." Although these responses may aim to calm the situation, they often dismiss the child's emotional experience. Instead, help children identify what they are feeling. For example, say, "It looks like you're feeling frustrated. Can you tell me what happened?" Research in emotional intelligence shows that simply naming emotions can reduce their intensity. When children learn to recognize feelings such as anger, disappointment, or anxiety, they begin to understand their inner experiences more clearly. This practice builds self-awareness, emotional regulation, and empathy. Wise children are not those who hide their emotions. They are children who understand them and learn how to manage them in healthy ways.
Name the slime without using the word rock.
Reflection is one of the most overlooked habits in many families. Children often move quickly from one activity to another, school, homework, entertainment, without pausing to think about what they have experienced. A simple daily habit can change this. At the end of the day, ask questions such as, what did you learn today? What was the best part of your day? Is there anything you would do differently tomorrow? These questions encourage children to practice metacognition, which means thinking about their own thinking. Reflection helps children evaluate their actions, recognize mistakes, and learn from experiences. Without reflection, life events pass by without deeper understanding. With reflection, experiences turn into valuable lessons. Wise children learn not just from what happens to them, but from how they think about what happens. Habit 5. Allow children to experience struggle. Many parents naturally want to protect their children from frustration or failure. When a child struggles with homework, friendships, or new challenges, parents often step in quickly to fix the situation. However, growth frequently happens through struggle. Psychologists describe this process as desirable difficulty. When children face manageable challenges, their brains work harder to find solutions, strengthening problem-solving abilities and resilience. If parents constantly rescue children too quickly, they may unintentionally prevent important learning experiences. Allow children to try, make mistakes, and try again. Support them emotionally, but resist solving every problem immediately. Struggle does not mean suffering. It means growth in progress. Habit 6. Teach through stories. Stories have always been one of the most powerful ways to teach wisdom. Rules alone rarely inspire deep understanding. A simple command like, always be honest, may sound clear, but it does not always leave a lasting impression. Stories, on the other hand, create emotional connections. When parents share stories about real experiences, mistakes they made, lessons they learned, or moral dilemmas they faced, children remember those lessons more vividly. Stories activate multiple areas of the brain, making the message more meaningful and memorable. For example, instead of simply telling a child to value honesty, share a story about a time when honesty changed the outcome of a difficult situation. Through storytelling, children learn not only what is right, but also why it matters. Habit 7. Let natural consequences teach. Many parents rely heavily on punishment to correct behavior. However, one of the most effective teachers is often the natural consequence of an action. For instance, if a child forgets to complete their homework, allowing them to explain the situation to their teacher can be more impactful than a lecture at home. If they waste time during the evening, instead of finishing responsibilities, experiencing the stress of rushing the next morning may help them understand the value of time management. Research shows that children learn more effectively when consequences are directly connected to their actions. Instead of constant warnings or punishments, allow life itself to provide feedback. This approach teaches responsibility, accountability, and real-world awareness. Habit 8. Create quiet thinking time. Modern childhood is filled with constant stimulation: television, smartphones, games, music, and social media. While entertainment can be enjoyable, continuous stimulation leaves little room for reflection or deep thinking. Wisdom often develops during quiet moments. Creating small periods of daily silence can help children strengthen their ability to focus and think independently. This could involve reading quietly, sitting outdoors, journaling, or simply spending time without digital distractions. Silence allows the brain to process experiences and generate new ideas. Children who constantly rely on external stimulation may struggle with patience and concentration. By contrast, children who become comfortable with quiet thinking often develop stronger self-awareness and creativity. Habit 9. Give children meaningful responsibilities. Many children are encouraged to focus only on achievements, grades, awards, and accomplishments. While success can be motivating, responsibility is equally important. Wise children do not only pursue success, they also learn how to contribute to others. Giving children responsibilities at home can help them feel capable and valued. This may include helping prepare meals, caring for younger siblings, assisting with household tasks, or solving small family challenges. Responsibility teaches accountability, teamwork, and a sense of purpose. Instead of raising children who only ask for help, raise children who learn how to offer help. When children see themselves as contributors, they begin to understand their value within the family and community.
Winter blues are real, which is why working with my better help.
Wisdom through your actions. Perhaps the most powerful influence on a child's development is the example set by parents. Children watch closely how adults behave in everyday situations. They observe how parents react to stress, handle disagreements, make decisions, and treat others. Neuroscience explains this through mirror neurons, brain cells that allow children to imitate behavior automatically. In many ways, children absorb patterns simply by observing the adults around them. If parents speak calmly during conflict, children learn calm communication. If parents show patience when facing challenges, children learn resilience. But if parents frequently react with anger, impulsive decisions, or harsh words, children may unconsciously adopt those same patterns. This truth can be challenging, but it is also empowering. When parents work on their own growth, practicing patience, thoughtful decision-making, and emotional balance, they create a living example of wisdom. Children do not become what parents say. They become what parents consistently do. Intelligent children may know the right answers during a conversation. Wise children understand something deeper. They know when to speak, why their words matter, and how their choices affect others. The true goal of parenting is not simply to raise a child who impresses people with knowledge or achievements. The goal is to raise a person who can navigate life with clarity, courage, and compassion. This journey begins with small, consistent habits. It begins with daily conversations, thoughtful guidance, and the willingness to allow children to learn from both success and mistakes. One day, your child will face important moments in life without you standing beside them. In those moments, the grades they received in school may matter far less than the wisdom they carry within. What will guide them then are the values, thinking patterns, and emotional strength developed during childhood. Start with small changes. Practice them daily. Begin today. Because the wisdom you nurture now may become the very thing that guides your child when they must stand on their own. Thank you for watching.
A very important lesson. Never argue with stupid people. Some people do not want to understand you. They only want to waste your time and disturb your peace. So in this video, we will learn how to stay calm, protect our energy, and choose growth over useless arguments. Tip 1. Stay calm and protect your peace. Never argue with stupid people because they do not want to understand you. They only want to fight, shout, and prove that they are right. When you argue with them, you give them your time, your energy, and your peace. And remember, your peace is very valuable. A wise person does not fight every battle. A wise person knows when to speak and when to stay quiet. Sometimes silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. Silence means, I will not waste my energy on this. Many people will try to make you angry. They will say wrong things. They will laugh at you. They will try to pull you down, but you must stay calm. Because when you become angry, you lose control. And when you lose control, they win. Stupid people are often experienced in useless arguments. They can argue for hours without learning anything. They can talk loudly, twist your words, and make you feel small. But you do not need to enter their game. You do not need to prove your intelligence to everyone. Your calm mind is your real power. When someone tries to argue with you, take a deep breath. Do not reply immediately. Think before you speak. Ask yourself, will this argument improve my life? If the answer is no, then leave it. You are not born to fight with every negative person. You are born to grow, learn, work hard, and build a better life. So protect your peace, protect your focus, protect your future. The best answer to foolish people is not always words. Sometimes the best answer is a calm face, a small smile, and walking away. Because your goal is not to win arguments. Your goal is to win in life. Tip 2. Do not try to win every argument. One big mistake people make is this. They try to win every argument. They think, I must prove that I am right. They think, I must make this person understand. They think, I cannot stay quiet because silence means I lost. But this is not true. In life, you do not need to win every argument. You need to win your peace. You need to win your time. You need to win your future. Some people do not argue to learn. They argue to fight. They do not listen to understand. They listen only to reply. Even when you give them facts, they will not accept them. Even when you speak with respect, they will still twist your words. Even when you explain clearly, they will still find a reason to fight. So ask yourself one simple question. Is this argument worth my energy? If the answer is no, then walk away. Because every argument takes something from you. It takes your focus. It takes your peace. It takes your time. It can even spoil your whole day. One useless argument in the morning can make your mind heavy for many hours. And when your mind is heavy, you cannot do your best work. You cannot think clearly. You cannot focus on your goals. You cannot enjoy your life. That is why successful people do not waste time arguing with everyone. They know their time is important. They know their energy is limited. They know every minute should be used for growth, not drama. Think about this. If you spend 1 hour arguing with a foolish person, what do you get? Nothing. You do not become richer. You do not become wiser. You do not become stronger. You do not move closer to your dream. You only become tired. But if you use that same 1 hour to read, learn, work, exercise, pray, plan, or build something, your life can improve. This is why you must choose carefully where you give your energy. Not every comment needs your reply. Not every insult needs your reaction. Not every wrong opinion needs your correction. Not every person deserves your explanation.
Seeking energy savings. Always keep your energy prices under the price cap.
Deserves your explanation. Sometimes the best way to win is not to fight. The best way to win is to stay calm and move forward. When someone is trying to pull you into a useless argument, remember this. They may be comfortable in drama, but you are building your life. They may enjoy wasting time, but you have goals. They may want attention, but you want success. So do not come down to their level. You cannot control what people say, but you can control how you respond. You cannot stop every foolish person from talking, but you can stop yourself from wasting energy on them. A strong person does not need to prove everything. A strong person can say, okay, you have your opinion, and then move on. This does not mean you are weak. This means you are mature. This means you know your value. This means you understand that peace is more important than ego. Many people lose their peace because they want to win small arguments. But in the process, they lose big things. They lose focus. They lose happiness. They lose time. They lose respect for themselves. So, from today, stop trying to win every argument. Win your morning. Win your discipline. Win your goals. Win your habits. Win your future. Because life is not about proving yourself to foolish people. Life is about becoming the best version of yourself. Remember this powerful line. You do not need to attend every argument you're invited to. Sometimes walking away is not losing. Sometimes walking away is the biggest victory. Because your real victory is not when stupid people accept your point. Your real victory is when you protect your peace and keep moving toward your dreams. Tip 3. Use silence as your power. Silence is one of the most powerful answers in life. Many people think silence means weakness. They think if you do not reply, you are scared. They think if you do not argue back, you have lost. But this is not true. Silence does not always mean you have nothing to say. Sometimes silence means you are strong enough not to waste your words. When a foolish person tries to argue with you, they want your reaction. They want you to become angry. They want you to shout. They want you to lose control. Because when you lose control, they feel powerful. But when you stay silent, you take that power away from them. Your silence says, I am not available for this drama. Your silence says, my peace is more important than your opinion. Your silence says, I do not need to prove myself to you. This is real strength. A foolish person can fight with your words, but they cannot fight with your silence. When you reply again and again, the argument becomes bigger. But when you stay silent, the fire slowly dies. Silence is like water on anger. It stops the situation from becoming worse. Think about a small fire. If you keep adding wood, the fire becomes bigger. In the same way, if you keep replying to a stupid argument, the fight becomes bigger. But if you stop adding words, the argument becomes weak. That is why silence is not empty. Silence is a choice. Silence is control. Silence is wisdom. You do not need to answer every insult. You do not need to correct every foolish sentence. You do not need to explain your life to every person. Some people are not asking questions because they want to understand. They are asking questions because they want to attack you. So before you reply, stop for a moment. Ask yourself, will my words help this person understand? Ask yourself, will this conversation bring peace? Ask yourself, is this person ready to listen? If the answer is no, then choose silence. Because your words are valuable. Do not give them to people who only want to misuse them. Your time is valuable. Do not spend it on people who only want to waste it. Your mind is valuable. Do not fill it with useless arguments. Sometimes the most mature thing you can do is smile, stay quiet, and continue your work. This does not mean you allow people to disrespect you. It means you know the difference between a real conversation and useless noise. A real conversation has listening. A real conversation has respect. A real conversation has learning. A real conversation has calmness. But a useless argument has shouting, ego, anger, and drama. So when you see that the conversation is becoming useless, step back. Do not give your energy. Do not give your peace. Do not give your attention. Remember, attention is a gift. Give it only to the right people. Many times, silence makes you look more powerful than words. When you stay calm while others are loud, people can see your maturity. When you do not react to every small thing, people can see your self-control. When you walk away from drama, people can see your value. The world is full of noise. Everyone wants to speak. Everyone wants to prove something. Everyone wants to look right. But a wise person knows that peace is better than being right in front of the wrong people. So use silence as your power. When someone insults you, do not quickly reply. When someone laughs at you, do not break your focus. When someone tries to pull you into drama, do not enter their game. When someone argues without understanding, do not waste your words. Stay calm. Stay quiet. Stay focused. Because your life is bigger than one argument. Your dream is bigger than one negative person. Your future is bigger than one foolish opinion. Silence can save your energy. Silence can protect your peace. Silence can keep your mind clear. And a clear mind is very important if you want to grow in life. Remember this line. Sometimes your silence is the loudest answer. So do not be afraid to stay silent. Do not feel guilty for walking away. Do not think you lost because you did not reply. You did not lose. You protected yourself. And in life, protecting your peace is also a big victory. Tip 4. Do not fall to their level. When you argue with foolish people, there is one big danger. They can pull you down to their level. They may speak in a rude way. They may use bad words. They may laugh at you. They may insult you. They may twist your words. They may try to make you angry. And slowly, without knowing it, you may also start behaving like them. You may start shouting. You may start using rude words. You may start saying things you do not really mean. You may lose your calm mind. You may forget your values. This is the real danger. Because the moment you fall to their level, you lose your power. A wise person does not become foolish just because someone else is foolish. A strong person does not become rude just because someone else is rude. A mature person does not lose control just because someone else has no control. Your character should not depend on another person's behavior. If they are rude, you stay respectful. If they are loud, you stay calm. If they are negative, you stay focused. If they are childish, you stay mature. This is not easy, but this is powerful. Anyone can shout, anyone can insult, anyone can argue, anyone can react quickly. But not everyone can stay calm when someone is trying to disturb them. Real strength is not shouting louder than others. Real strength is staying in control when others are losing control. Think about this. If someone throws dirt at you, will you throw dirt back? If you do, both of you become dirty. In the same way, if someone gives you disrespect and you give disrespect back, both of you come down to the same level. But if you stay calm, you protect your dignity. Dignity means self-respect. It means you know your value. It means you do not allow other people's behavior to change your character. Many people want to see you angry. They want to see you disturbed. They want to see you react. Because your reaction gives them satisfaction. They feel they have control over you. But when you do not react like them, you show that they have no control over your mind. This is very important. Your mind is your home. Do not allow foolish people to enter it and make it dirty. Your peace is your treasure. Do not give it away just because someone said something stupid. Your character is your identity. Do not damage it for a useless argument. Sometimes people will say, "Why are you quiet? Are you scared?" No, you are not scared. You are wise. Sometimes people will say, "Reply to me. Prove yourself." No, you do not need to prove yourself to everyone. Sometimes people will say, "You lost because you walked away." No, you did not lose. You chose peace over drama. Never forget this. A foolish person is already comfortable in foolishness. They have practiced in useless fights. They can argue for a long time because they enjoy it. But you are different. You have dreams. You have goals. You have a future to build. So why should you waste your energy in their world? You should not go down to their level. You should rise above it. Rising above it means you choose maturity. Rising above it means you choose peace. Rising above it means you choose self-control. Rising above it means you choose your future. When someone tries to argue with you, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, I will not become like this person. I will not lose my class. I will not lose my peace. Then speak less, stay calm, or simply walk away. Walking away does not mean you are weak. Walking away means you are smart enough to know where your energy should not go. There is a big difference between defending yourself and destroying your peace. Yes, you can speak when it is important. Yes, you can set boundaries. Yes, you can say, please do not talk to me like that. But you do not need to become rude to stop rudeness. You can be firm and calm at the same time. You can say, I do not want to argue. Let us talk when we are calm. I respect your opinion, but I will not fight. I am leaving this conversation because it is not healthy. These simple words show strength. They show maturity. They show that you are not available for drama. Remember, your level is your standard. Do not lower your standard for anyone. If someone is negative, do not become negative. If someone is foolish, do not become foolish. If someone is disrespectful, do not become disrespectful. If someone is angry, do not give them your anger too. Stay higher, stay better, stay peaceful, because the world does not need more loud people. The world needs more calm people. The world does not need more arguments. The world needs more wisdom. So never fall to their level. Let them talk. Let them shout. Let them prove themselves in useless arguments. You keep growing. You keep learning. You keep working. You keep becoming better. Because your goal is not to beat foolish people in arguments. Your goal is to become so strong, so peaceful, and so focused that their foolishness cannot touch your life.
Pick a template.